What was your opinion of the war in Vietnam?
Well, I didn't think it was that bad of a war until I lost my brother. When I lost my brother, I figured that anything that takes my brother away from my family cannot be good, therefore, I am against the war.
What was your relationship with your brother like? Were you close?
Well, I'd say that me and Curt were about as close as a sister and brother can get. I loved Curt very much, as a sister should love her brother, and it really devastated me when he died.
Your own brother was drafted. What was your reaction when you figured it out? How did you cope with his leaving?
And it's scary when a member of your family gets drafted, but Curt was really brave about it, and he didn't seem scared, so that made me feel less scared also. And after a few days, I was able to return to my normal activities after he left.
Now we get to the letter. Did you find out that your brother had been killed before or after reading the letter? What was your reaction to your brother's death and the letter?
Well, as any sister or brother should be in a family, I was I was crushed by his death, and I learned about it a little before I got the letter from Mr. Kiley. The Vietnam War people had sent us a letter saying that Curt had been killed, and it was very sad, and it was just bad in general.
What was the first thing that struck you when you read the letter? Why?
I wondered who this Kylie guy was and why he was writing a letter to us. I mean, I didn't know who he was, and he must have known Curt somehow, but I was a little annoyed that this guy who I didn't know was writing us, and, during our grieving period.
As you read the letter, what seemed to stick out to you? Did you ever show your family or friends?
Things that stuck out to me were it was just there's a lot of boy talk in the letter, and a lot of things that maybe I didn't want to know that Curt did, and may should have been kept to Mr. Kiley's own. And I haven't shown anyone the letter. I have it locked away over here. Um, it, it's just kind of a private matter to me, and so I haven't shown anyone. No.
I'm assuming Rat Kiley signed the letter. What did you think of him? What did you think of him signing the letter?
I thought he seemed like an okay person. I just didn't understand why he was writing us a letter after Curt's death. Like, he didn't know Curt from childhood or his entire life like I did, and it just. I feel like he didn't really know Curt like he may should have if he was writing me a letter. And I don't think he was a bad person, but I think he was out of place here.
If you were to switch places with Rat Kiley, would you understand why he wrote the letter? Would you have written it?
Okay, well, if I was in Mr. Kiley's place, I don't really know how well he knew Curt. He claims to have known him pretty well. So I think his heart may have been in the right place here. And he was trying to write the letter to make us feel better. Um, which is not a bad thing in itself. It just, when it happened, it came across as inappropriate and rude and out of place, like I said earlier. And if I was in his place, I can see why he did it, but I don't think I would have written the letter, no.
Can I see the letter?
No, no. I think you just have to understand here, Peter, this is a private matter between me and really Curt, because I really loved him, and even though I think this letter was a little rude, it's kind of one of the only things I have left of him, and no, I want to keep it to myself. I'm really sorry.
And lastly, probably the question that everyone here wants answered. Why didn't you write back?
This is a fair question. I didn't write back because I thought the letter was rude, out of place, and just a little offensive to my relationship with Curt, because he doesn't know Curt like I do, and I really loved Curt. He was my brother, and I just didn't feel like it was my place to write him back if he wrote that to me. And that's why I didn't write back.
Thank you for the interview as well. That was both of the Lemons, Curt and his sister. I'm Peter Arnett. Until next time, from Vietnam.